In our world today, have you ever noticed how even a small problem can make someone completely fall apart? And yet, there are others who face storms, losses, heartbreaks, and still remain calm, still smiling, still standing strong. Why is that? Because strength isn't about how much you can fight. It's about how big your heart can become. When your heart is small, every drop of pain feels like an ocean. But when your heart is vast, pain becomes only a ripple in your lake of peace. So, my friends, this story from Tales by Sid will remind you. Don't let your heart shrink under pressure. Let it grow wider than your pain. The sun was sinking behind the hills, wrapping the little town in soft orange light. Inside a small cafe, a young man named Ethan sat alone at a wooden table. The steam from his coffee rose slowly, disappearing into the air, just like his hopes had been disappearing lately. He was tired of trying, tired of waiting, tired of feeling like life had nothing good left for him. He had lost his job, his friends had drifted away, and even his family had started to question him. He stared at his coffee and whispered under his breath, "Why does life hurt so much? Why do I always feel empty, even when I'm doing everything right?" At that very moment, laughter echoed from a nearby table. A few older men were chatting joyfully, their voices calm but filled with life. One of them said, "You know that wise man who lives near the riverbank? He doesn't talk much, but people say he can heal your heart just by listening." Another replied, "My nephew went to see him when he was lost. That one meeting changed his life completely." Ethan's eyes lifted. His heart, which had been numb for so long, suddenly felt a flicker of curiosity. "Maybe I should meet him. Maybe he can tell me what I'm missing," he thought. That evening, as the world grew quieter, Ethan started walking toward the riverbank. The path was long and lonely, surrounded by tall trees whispering in the wind. Each step felt heavy, yet hopeful. When he finally reached, he saw a small wooden hut. The lights were dim. Outside, an old man sat on a wooden stool, feeding birds that gathered around him. His name was Master Leo, a man known for his silence, his wisdom, and his smile that carried decades of peace. Ethan bowed slightly and said, "Sir, I'm lost. My life feels full of pain and worry. Please tell me how I can find peace again." Master Leo didn't answer immediately. He looked at Ethan, smiled faintly, and then stood up. Without saying a word, he went inside his hut. Ethan waited, confused but patient. After a while, the old man returned, holding a glass of water in one hand and a bowl of salt in the other. He said softly, "Take a handful of this salt and put into the glass. Then drink the water." Ethan hesitated but followed the instructions. As soon as he took a sip, his face twisted. "It tastes horrible," he said. "It's too salty." The old man nodded. "Now," he said, "take another handful of salt and come with me." They walked together through the trees until they reached a wide, calm lake glowing under the moonlight. "Throw the salt into the lake," said Master Leo. Ethan did as he was told. "Now, drink from the lake." Ethan bent down, cupped some water in his hands, and took a sip. He looked surprised. "It tastes fresh. I don't feel the salt at all." The old man smiled, that kind of smile that feels like sunlight after rain. He said, "My boy, the amount of salt is the same, just like the amount of pain in life. But the difference is the container. When your heart is small like this glass, even a little pain makes life bitter. But when your heart is vast like this lake, pain dissolves and peace remains." Ethan listened, silent but awakened. Leo continued, "In this world, nobody lives without problems. Not you, not me, not anyone. But when you hold on to your pain, when you keep replaying your wounds, your heart becomes smaller and smaller until everything starts to hurt. But if you let go, if you expand your patience, if you understand that pain is only a teacher, then no storm can break your peace." As dawn approached, Ethan stood by the lake watching the first light spread across the water. He felt something shift inside him, a quiet strength, a deeper calm. He realized that he couldn't stop life from giving him challenges, but he could stop himself from shrinking because of them. From that day on, Ethan decided, whenever pain came, He would not fight it. He would let it dissolve into the lake of his heart. My friends, remember this. Pain is a part of life. You can't avoid it, but you can decide how big your heart will be to hold it. Don't live your life like a glass that turns bitter with one pinch of salt. Grow your heart like a lake, wide, peaceful, and full of life. Because peace doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from learning how to float above it. This was the Lake of Peace, a story from Tales by Sid, where every story whispers a truth about life, the heart, and the strength within you.